And in this session we are going to discuss about receipts and payments account. Okay, in my previous session we have started with the not for profit organization chapter. Okay, so we have discussed its concept, the introduction part, all the theoretical aspects was discussed. So today we will discuss first account that we need to prepare, that is receipts and payments account. Okay, first we will understand what all the points we need to remember, then we will solve a problem relating to it. Okay, so first of all, receipts and payments account is prepared to record whatever the amount is received by a non-profit organization and what all the payments that the non-profit organization has to make to others. Okay, but in most of the cases, while in your examination, in question itself, receipts and payments account will be given, so you don't have to prepare it. Okay, but this could be asked for 4 or 6 marks. Okay, so you should know how to prepare and it's damn easy. Okay, now let us try to understand what all the points we need to prepare in order to we need to remember in order to prepare this account. Okay, first point is it is very similar to cash account, or you can also say cash book. Okay, so if you remember in your 11th standard or while you were learning the basics of accounts, you must have prepared cash account or cash book. Okay, so receipts and payments account is very similar to it. So you just have to record receipts on one side. Okay, what all the receipts are made, all those on one side, and what all the payments are made on the other side. Okay, so this is all we have to do, but we have to remember certain other things here. Okay, so this is similar to cash account, it's fine. Then only cash basic transactions are recorded. So as I already told you, it's very similar to cash account. We do not record any credit transactions in the cash account. Okay, whenever the payment is immediately received or made, okay, only those cash basis transactions needs to be recorded here. Okay, then third, all the transactions irrespective of revenue or capital nature are to be recorded. Okay, now here this point you may not understand it now, but when you will prepare income and expenditure account, then you will definitely understand this one. Okay, so currently we have to remember that all transactions we need to take, be it short term transactions or long term, it doesn't matter here. Okay, so maybe the items or maybe the transactions occur again and again during the course of business, or they may occur once in a lifetime, it doesn't matter. We have to take each and every transaction here. Okay, then transaction of previous years or current years are recorded. Okay, so it's not compulsory that only current year transactions should be taken here. Okay, any transaction relating to previous year, maybe upcoming year, all of those will be recorded in receipts and payments account. Okay, so currently you may not understand these 2 points, the importance of third and fourth point, but when you will prepare income and expenditure account, then definitely you will understand the difference better. Okay, so for now we have to just remember these 4 points. Only cash basis transactions should be recorded. Okay, and all the transactions irrespective of their nature will be recorded here, and transaction of any year are recorded here. Okay, so if you have understood the concept, we can solve a problem relating to it now. Okay, so the problem here is, from the following particulars relating to a firm, prepare receipts and payments account for the year ending 31st March 2002. Okay, so here certain items are given, right? So in this we have to bifurcate, or we have to divide which are the receipts for an NGO and which are the payments for an NGO, or you can also say NPO, like as the name we have, non-profit organizations. Okay, we call it as NPO, right? So first of all, opening cash and bank balance is given. Okay, so we need to take it. First of all, let me show you the format of receipts and payments account. So this is how the format looks. We have two sides, debit and credit side, like how we have for all the accounts. Okay, so on debit side we have to record receipts and amount. Okay, on payments, on credit side we have to record payments and amount. Okay, very similar to cash account, right? So first of all, the first item that we have is opening cash and opening bank balance. We need to take it. Okay, so we will take it on the debit side. We will take it as balance brought down, cash in hand. Just take whatever the amount is given here, rupees 1000, and opening balance of bank is 7200. So 1000 and cash at bank, rupees 7200. Okay, next thing that we have here is subscriptions collected. Okay, so you have to decide whether it's a receipt or it's a payment for an NPO. Okay, so if you have understood the concept properly, I told you subscription is one of the source of income for a non-profit organization. Okay, whenever any person buys the subscription or becomes the member of an NPO, they have to pay the amount. We call it as membership fee, or sometimes we call it as subscription. Okay, it's the one of the main source of revenue to the NPO. Okay, and it is directly given. Subscriptions collected, it means we have received the amount. It's my income, I'm receiving the amount. Okay, for all these years the subscriptions are given. Totally subscription of 9000 we have received. Okay, so I will mention it in the receipt side. Subscription, you can specifically mention for all the years 1999, 2000 and 2001. Okay, so as I told you, the transactions of current year, previous year, upcoming year, all the transactions we can take it here. Okay, so I'm taking subscription amount collected for all the years: 500, 7600 and 900. 500, 7600 and 900. Okay, totally I received 9000 rupees of subscriptions. Then come back to question, we have sale of refreshments. Okay, so again, if I'm selling something, I'll get revenue or I'll get income. Basically I'll receive some money, so it's my receipt. Okay, rupees 1000. So take it as it is, sale of refreshments, rupees 1000. Okay, come back to question, we have entrance fee received. So entrance fee received, again it's directly given, it's an receipt. I'm receiving certain income whenever a person enters into our NPO. Again rupees 1000. So I'll take it in receipt side. Entrance fee received, rupees 1000. Okay, then come back to question. We have sale of old sports material. Again, I'm selling something. So in return, I will get certain money. I'm receiving 1200 rupees by selling old sports material. So it's my receipt. Sale of old sports material, rupees 1200. Then come back to question. Now we have donations received for Fabellion. Okay, so one specific purpose we are receiving the donation here. Again, while explaining you the concept, I told you that donation is the main source of income of an NPO. Okay, donations and subscriptions, or you can say charity or membership fees. These are the main source of income for an NPO. Okay, and it's again clearly given donations received. So it's my receipt. So I'll take it here. Donation received. Okay, so for whatever purpose we may receive the donation here, okay, it's my receipt. Rupees 4600. So mention it as it is, 4600. Then come back to question. Okay, next we have purchase of refreshments, rupees 600. Okay, now I'm purchasing certain refreshments. Okay, what is refreshments here? So it could be any health drinks, or it could be any soft drinks, anything like tea, coffee. We call all those as refreshments here. Okay, I'm purchasing certain refreshments. So when I'm purchasing, I have to do payment, right? I have to do payment of certain money, rupees 600. Now this is my payment. Okay, I will write it in payment side as purchase of refreshments, rupees 600. Then come back to question. We have expenses for maintenance of tennis court, rupees 2000. Okay, now what is maintenance? Maintenance, we all know that keeping a place neat and tidy. Okay, for that we have to incur certain expenses. We have to keep cleaning that place. Okay, so for that we have to incur certain expenses. Now we all know that expenses in the sense I have to do certain payment. Obviously I am not receiving any money here, it's my expense. I am giving certain money to others, so it's my payment. So I'll take it in the payment side as expenses of maintenance of tennis court, rupees 2000. Expenses for tennis court, rupees 2000. Okay, then come back to question. We have salary paid. Again, it's clearly given paid in the sense I am paying salary to my employees, rupees 2500. Take it in payment side. Salary paid, rupees 2500. Then back to question. We have tournament expenses. Okay, again there is a word called expenses, means I'm making certain payment to others, rupees 2400. It's my payment. Tournament expenses, rupees 2400. Back to question. We have furniture. Now what is meant by this? They have just given the word called furniture. Okay, it's nothing but furniture purchased. Okay, if any asset is given, then it's if only asset is mentioned, then it means that I am purchasing the furniture here. Okay, when I'm purchasing the furniture, I have to do the payment. Okay, so I'm pay for purchasing furniture worth rupees 1500. So I'll take it on the payment side as furniture purchased, rupees 1500. Back to question. So this is done. We have office expenses. Expenses are again my payments, rupees 1200. So take it as it is. Office expenses, rupees 1200. Then back to question. At last they have given closing cash in hand, rupees 400. Okay, see now opening balances of cash in hand and cash at bank, I have taken it at the debit side, right? So closing balance, I'll take it on the opposite side. Okay, cash in hand closing balance is given, so cash in hand, rupees 400. Okay, now we have to find closing balance for cash at bank. Okay, so how we will do it? Now see here, from question all the items have been taken irrespective of their nature, irrespective of the time period. We have just taken everything. We have just divided all the items if they are receipts or payments. Okay, we have just divided them, or we have just bifurcated them. Okay, so after dividing, we have this particular account here. Now what we have to do, we have to do the total of both the amount columns. Okay, and see which side is bigger, right? So here in this case, the total on debit side is more. It means debit side is bigger, rupees 25,000. Okay, mention the same amount on the opposite side as well, 25,000. Now the balancing figure, it means after deducting all these amounts from 25,000, the balancing figure that I get is rupees 14,400. Okay, so I will call it as cash at bank. In bracket you can write balancing figure. Clear? So what does it mean now? See, debit side is bigger in the sense my receipts are more than my payments. Okay, so it means that this is a profit, but we usually do not call the word profit for an NPO. We will never use the word profit for an NPO. We will just mention it as cash at bank balancing figure. That's it. Okay, so this is how we prepare receipts and payments account. It's very easy, nothing complicated. If you just know which are the receipts and which are the payments for an NPO, then you can easily do it. But the thing is, in most of the cases, receipts and payments account will already be given in your question. So you don't have to prepare it. You have to prepare the next account after this. That is income and expenditure account, which we will learn in my upcoming class. Okay, so if you like this particular video, please hit the like button. Also subscribe to the channel. You can share the video with your friends. You can ask me any doubts in the comment section below. I hope to see you in my next videos. Till that, happy learning.